We're entering a new era. Everything's changing. The way deals get done, the way investors find sellers, the way real estate fortunes are built. And there is a group of wholesalers and investors who are taking advantage of this to close 30, 50, even $100,000 months. And yes, it may sound crazy, but I've seen investors doing over $10 million a year without cold calling, a single person, without driving for dollars on weekends, without buying overpriced leads from companies that sell the same lead to 10 other investors. And all of this is possible because of what the top 1% of real estate investors are calling the inbound deals gold rush. More about this in just a minute. So if you click on this video, it's because you want to build the real estate business that actually scales. So pay attention because I'm about to show you how to take advantage of this market shift to build a deal machine that generates paychecks like this in just a matter of weeks. Now, I like to be 100% transparent here. So I have to say this, just because I get these type of results or the people that we work with get this type of results doesn't mean that you will. I'm the person who built this system, and I like to always make this clear at the beginning of any training because my reputation is built on how honest I am. So I certainly can't guarantee you results like mine or our clients, but what I can 100% guarantee is that you're about to see the results of real estate investors using this exact model. Just like Marcus, who went from 0 deals to 3 contracts in his first 60 days, or Rob, who ended up scaling a wholesaling company and then exiting for 7 figures. Or Dawson, who is closing 6 to 7 deals a month in California, one of the most competitive markets. Or even Brian Payne, who is doing land deals and he had his first $50,000 month after working 9 days with us. Now, Watson, who got a lead under contract within an hour because he knew how to do sales, and he walked away with a $45,000 assignment fee. Now, these are not outliers. These are people who followed a proven system. So, in case we haven't met, my name is Esteban Andrade. I've spent over $15 million in advertising in just Facebook ads in the last 5 years, over $20 million in Google ads, and I've worked with over 1,000 real estate investors and wholesalers, and I see 2 to 3 contracts closed from our clients every single day. And after seeing what works and what doesn't, one thing is crystal clear. The old way of getting deals is dying, and the investors who figure out what's replacing this are the ones who will own the next decade of real estate. And real estate has been collapsing year after year, but the only ones that have been able to make fortunes are the ones that follow this process. Here's the brutal truth about how investors are trying to get deals right now, and why 90% of them stay stuck. There are 6 ways people try to generate motivated sellers today. Let's break them all down so you can see exactly why most of them are broken and what their smart money is doing instead. Number 1 is cold calling. You're targeting unaware people who haven't even decided they want to sell yet. You're sparking motivation from scratch, and the cash conversion cycle 3 to 9 months. You need a massive list, a dialer, a trained caller, and you're competing with every other investor doing the same thing in your market. And the cost per deal is high. Burnout is higher because you have to keep hiring VAs or cold callers, and it's hard to scale a business this way. Now, let's go to the next one, SMS blasting. It's heavily regulated, carriers are filtering it, and response rates have been collapsing over the last years. And the leads that you get are often the same people getting blasted by 50 other investors, and it's a race to the bottom. Next one, direct mail. It's expensive, it's slow, response rates of 1 to 3% on a good day. You're spending thousands before you see a single deal. And by the time that the seller calls you back, they've already talked to 3 other buyers. The next one, driving for dollars. You're trading your most valuable asset, time, for leads. It doesn't scale, you can't delegate it effectively, and the moment you stop driving, the leads stop coming. What's the next one? Pay-per-lead companies. You're buying the same lead that 5, 10, sometimes 15 other investors are calling. The lead is cold by the time that it hits your phone, and you have zero control over the quality, exclusivity, volume, or the source. And the next one is referrals and networking. It's great when they happen, but it's impossible to predict, and you can build a $200,000, $300,000 a month business either way like that. Now, all of these are methods that are broken. inconsistent, or they're dying. But what are the top wholesalers actually doing to close deal after deal, month after month in any market? There's a strategy, and it's so powerful that the investors using it right now are locking up deals before their competition even knows the seller exists. Let me break it down. Let's say a seller that just recently got into some trouble, hasn't hit the list, hasn't hit the direct mail list, hasn't hit the county record, but they just recently got into trouble. What if you can get those people? Now, let's look at what the ideal deal generation system actually looks like, using the exact same 6 metrics. Number 1, unitary gain. Ideally, one deal should be worth $15,000 to $50,000. You only need 2 to 5 deals a month to hit $100,000, right? That's a realistic and achievable way of looking at it. Because in business, you only need 3 things: get more deals, get bigger deals, and get repeated, frequent deals. So the next thing is startup capital. You need a budget, but you're investing in a system that compounds. Unlike cold calling, where you pay with time forever, or you have to have a lot of team members, paid ads build data, a seasoned pixel, and gets cheaper and more effective over time if you know what you're doing. The next is speed to first deal. With the right setup, you can have appointments hitting your calendar within 24 to 48 hours after launching this type of model. That's not theory, that's what we see with the partners and our clients every week. The next would be skill requirements. Low to medium, you don't need to be a marketing genius, you just need a proven system, the right channel, and someone that can manage it, set it up, and tell you exactly how to do it. Or an agency that already has that data. And just be aware of different agencies out there that don't know what they're doing. The next is fulfillment complexity. Once the system is running, leads come to you, you're not chasing, you're choosing. The next would be scalability. This is where it gets insane. The more you spend, the more data you feed the algorithm. The more data you feed the algorithm, the cheaper and better your leads get. It compounds, it scales infinitely. So with all these criteria set, I can confidently say that there is one system that fits every single one of these requirements. It's what I call the inbound deals trifecta. And it's an engine behind the inbound deals gold rush. Here's what's happening right now that most investors are completely missing. Motivated sellers are online. They're searching online in Google. They're going to Google and Bing and Yahoo. They're scrolling on Facebook and Instagram. They're watching YouTube. They have a problem, a house they need to sell, and they're actively looking for a solution. The question is, are they finding you or are they finding your competition? The investors who crack this, who show up in front of the right seller at the right moment with the right message, are the ones printing money right now. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how the inbound deals trifecta works step by step. I've had countless of interviews with multiple wholesalers, investors, and flippers that made over $5 million a year. You can check it out in my YouTube channel, in all the podcasts that I've done. Now, let's start with the first one. Google PPC, the high intent sniper. Google search ads are the closest thing to a motivated seller raising their hand and saying, I need to sell my house cash right now. When someone types sell my house fast in your city into Google, they're not browsing. They're not curious. They are ready. And Dan Schwartz, that talks about the 5 levels of awareness of a seller, tells you that these are the best type of motivated sellers that you want. People that have a problem aware, solution aware, they are a product or ultimately a service aware, and they're ready to talk to someone that can solve the problem. They have a problem and they want it solved today. This is what they call stage 4 and stage 5 awareness. The most aware, most motivated sellers in the entire market, and when you show up at the top of the search result with a compelling offer and a high converting landing page, you own that conversation before anyone else even gets a chance. The key metrics are this: you gotta have a budget of $5,000 to $12,000 a month depending on your market, cash conversion cycle of 45 to 60 days, and a cost per deal when optimized correctly from $2,000 to $4,500. Now, on a $25,000 assignment fee, that's a 5 to 10x return every single month. And maybe you can go statewide or even nationwide to help you get more deals in a more broad territory. But Google alone is not enough, because sellers who are most aware, the ones typing on Google, are only a fraction of the motivated sellers in your market. There's a much larger pool of sellers who haven't searched just yet. They're sitting on a problem they haven't acted on, and there is a way to reach them before they ever go to Google, before your competition ever knows they exist. This is what Facebook and Instagram, the interruption machine, does. Facebook and Instagram are where your sellers in stage 2 and 3 awareness are. They know they have a problem, they're starting to think about solutions, but they haven't searched just yet. And when your ad interrupts their scroll with the message that speaks directly to their pain, you become the first investor they've ever heard of. This is disruption marketing at its finest. And when done right, it generates a massive volume of motivated seller leads at a lower cost per lead than almost any other channel. And the secret is the creative, the short form video ads, 30 to 60 second video. Now you can do this with AI. That lead with the seller's pain point delivers a clear value proposition and drive them to a high converting landing page with a pain-based quiz funnel. The quiz pre-qualifies them, scores their motivation, and either books them directly into your calendar and routes them to a lead manager for immediate follow-up. And here's what makes this even more powerful. Every lead, every appointment, every contract you close gets fed back into the Facebook and Instagram algorithm through your pixel. Over time, your pixel gets seasoned. It learns exactly who's the best sellers that there is out there, and it finds more of them automatically for less money. We have 5+ years of pixel data across hundreds of clients, and that's an unfair advantage you simply cannot buy anywhere else. And guess what? You can actually show the sellers that you're different by giving them a thank you page, a video sales letter, and a credibility package that pre-sells you, your company, the offer, and what you do to the sellers before they ever talk to you. That way, you have motivated sellers that are not only warm and looking for a solution, but people that are bought in and pre-sold on you. So now you have Google capturing the highest intent sellers, and you have Facebook and Instagram capturing the motivated sellers before they even search. But there is a third channel, one that most investors completely ignore, that builds something neither Google nor Facebook can build alone. And it's the reason the top investors in this space are untouchable. This is YouTube ads, the trust machine. YouTube is the only advertising channel that builds deep, lasting trust at scale. When a seller searches or watches a 2-minute video of you explaining how you help homeowners, showing testimonials, walking through the process, demonstrating your credibility, they don't just know that you exist. They feel like they already know you. You're watching this video right now, and you can feel through the voice, through the tone, through my video, that you may know me. And I'm also teaching you something for free. And Google actually shows, based on research, that it takes about 7 to 11 hours of content consumption before someone makes a buying decision. YouTube ads accelerate that process. A seller who has watched your video before they ever talk to you is 3 times more likely to close. And they show up to the appointment pre-sold. They've already decided that you're the one that you want to work with. YouTube also gives you the power of retargeting. Someone visited your landing page but didn't fill out the form, hit them with a YouTube ad. Someone opened your email but didn't book, hit them with a YouTube ad. Someone talked to your lead manager but went cold, hit them with a YouTube ad. Showing a testimonial from a seller in the exact situation. What's crazy is that this becomes a trifecta because each channel feeds the other. Google captures intent, Facebook and Instagram creates volume and warms up people, and YouTube builds ultimate trust. Together, they create a deal machine that runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, generating motivated seller leads, booked appointments, and closing contracts while you sleep. And now, you will have a pipeline where your acquisition managers and closers can always be happy. Now, here's the part that separates the investors who actually hit $100,000 months or $300,000 months from the ones who spend money on ads and wonder why nothing converts. Getting the lead is only half the battle. What happens after the lead comes in determines everything. So let's talk about the Beast lead management system. Speed to lead is the single biggest variable in your conversion rate. Data from multiple CRM providers show that responding to a lead within 1 minute increases your conversion rate by 391%. Alex Ramosi talks about this all the time. And this is not research that I just got out of my ass. I actually have done multiple investigations within my own team and added a 2-minute follow-up versus a 10-minute follow-up and have seen drastic results. Within 5 minutes of the lead coming in, you're still in the game. After 30 minutes, you've lost them to someone else that is faster. They already lost focus. They forgot that you exist. This is why you need a Beast lead management system, a CRM like Go High Level with automated SMS, email, and ringless voicemail sequences that fire the moment a lead comes in, an AI chatbot that pre-qualifies leads and books appointments automatically, and a trained lead manager or inside sales agent. On even better, an AI inside sales agent, an AI appointment setter, someone who calls every new lead within 2 minutes. Every single time. If you want to know who are the best providers for this, search in the description below and I'll tell you which ones are the best. I really like Go High Level, but they don't have the best AI agents, so I go for objectionproof.ai or our own internal system with our fractionalized call center. Now, we've had clients that closed deals that came from the 17th follow-up touch. 17! Because the automation kept working long after a human would have given up. The money is in the follow-up, and the follow-up only happens consistently when it's automated. But even with the perfect speed to lead and perfect follow-up, if your sales process is broken, you're leaving deals on the table. And not only that, you will be frustrated that you'll have traffic but no conversions. And most investors make one critical mistake in their sales conversations that costs them 30 to 50% of their closable deals. And when they hire close people, they're gonna get frustrated and they're gonna go back to that hamster wheel because they don't set this up correctly. The conversion system. The mistake is this: most investors go straight to price. They treat the conversation like a transaction. And the moment a seller feels like they are being lowballed, they shut down. There's a lot of sales resistance, and the top closers do something completely different. They use a discovery-first framework built on emotional persuasion and deep questioning to uncover the seller's real motivation, their real pain, their real timeline. They find the gap between where the seller is right now and where they desperately need to be. And then they present an offer that solves that gap. Whether that's a cash offer, a creative financing deal, innovation, or a subject to. When you have multiple exit strategies, cash, wholesale, innovation, seller finance, subject to, wholesale, you name it, you stop throwing away 90% of your leads. You monetize deals that every other investor walks away from, and your cost per deal drops dramatically because you're closing more from the same lead volume. If you fix your sales process, your sales skills, the way you talk to sellers and how you talk to them, the script, the framework, this is what's going to increase your conversion. And once you have leads coming in, the follow-up running automatically, and the sales process dialed in, there's one final piece that turns this from a good business into an unstoppable machine. This is where you scale with people and systems. The investors hitting $100,000 a month are not doing this alone. They have a lead manager handling speed to lead and an initial qualification. They have an acquisition manager closing appointments. They have a disposition rep building buyer relationships. They have a transaction coordinator handling everything from contract to close. And here's the secret. Every single one of these roles can be filled with elite remote talent from Latin America. People who are in your same time zone, speak excellent English, and cost a fraction of what you pay domestically in the US. We placed over 2,000 remote professionals in real estate businesses, and the investors who build this team scale fast. The ones who try to do everything themselves hit a ceiling and they will stay there. The system is simple. The inbound deals trifecta brings the leads in. The beast lead management system makes sure that none of them fall through the cracks. And the conversion system closes them. And the team scales. Now, I know that this all sounds incredibly exciting, but here's the honest truth. If you try to build this alone, without the right data, without the right systems, and without the right guidance, you will spend months and tens of thousands of dollars figuring out what we already know. And that's exactly why we built a done-for-you solution. At Hustle Media and GetSellers.io, we don't just run ads. We build an entire machine for you. We set up your Google, Facebook, and YouTube campaigns using 5+ years of seasoned pixel data across hundreds of real estate investors. We build your landing pages, your quiz funnels, your lead management automations, your follow-up sequences, your credibility package. We give you access to the CRM based on Go High Level, built specifically for wholesalers. It's called RAI Rocket for CRM for just $97 a month. And we consult you on a sales process, your exit strategies, and your team structure so that every dollar you spend on advertising comes back multiplied. Now, if you're a big operator, you only need to be getting better leads. This is where you focus on just getting better leads. Our Get Sellers marketing system will do that. Our clients see a cost per deal as low as $2,000 to $4,500, and average assignment fees of $20,000 to $30,000 per deal, and cash conversion cycles from 45 to 90 days. That's a 5 to 10x return of every dollar invested consistently, predictably, month after month. The inbound deals gold rush is happening right now. Motivated sellers are online. They're searching, they're scrolling, they're watching. The only question is whether they find you or your competition. Here's what most investors don't realize. The window on this opportunity is open right now, but it won't stay open forever. Every month that passes, more investors discover paid ads. More investors get into wholesaling. More competition enters the market, and ad costs will go up. The investors who start today will have the same advantage in 2027, in 2028. But the investors who wait until 2027 to start, they'll be paying 3 times as much for the same leads. The gold rush is now. The question is whether you're going to stake your claim. Here's what I want you to do right now. Click the link below this video. Fill out a short application. It takes you about 2 minutes. Tell us about your market, your current deal flow, and what you're trying to build. Our team will review your application, and if we think that we can help you, we'll schedule a strategy call where we'll map out exactly what the inbound deals trifecta will look like, specifically for your market or for your markets, what to spend, what to expect, and how fast you can get $100,000 months or $300,000 months like some of our clients. And this is not a sales call. This is a game plan, a strategy session that if it's not a fit, we'll tell you honestly and point you to the right direction. But if it is a fit, you'll leave the call with a complete roadmap to your first inbound deal. And the inbound deals gold rush is real. The system works. The only variable is whether you're going to be one of the investors who takes advantage of this or one of the ones that watches from the sidelines while others build the business you always wanted. Click the link, fill out the application, let's build your deal machine.